On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Antidepressant.
Any of a class of drugs used to reduce feelings of sadness and worry.
Examples:
An antidepressant drug. Antidepressant effect. She's been taking antidepressants since her baby died.
Rocket.
A large tube-shaped object that moves very first by a stream of gases let out behind it, used for space travel or as a weapon.
Examples:
Rocket attack against the enemy. Rocket fuel. The rocket launch platform is visible from this hill.
Fuel.
A substance that is typically burned to generate heat or energy.
Examples:
Biomass fuel. Smokeless fuel. The manufacturing sector was most severely impacted by the fuel scarcity.
Develop.
To grow or expand, to improve or refine through a process of progress and refinement, often to achieve greater sophistication or complexity, to elaborate or add detail to something that is in the process of being created.
Examples:
Develop a strategy. Develop a skill. We must develop a new system to streamline our workflow and increase efficiency.
Depression.
A mental condition in which a person feels very unhappy and without hope for the future, a severe recession in an economy or market.
Examples:
The Great Depression. The root problem of her depression. Depression symptoms might include a decrease in appetite and weight loss.
Traumatic.
Relating to or caused by injury, especially emotional injury.
Examples:
Traumatic event. Traumatic brain injury. The experience was so traumatic that it left a lasting impact on the survivor's mental health.
Disorder.
An untidy state or a lack of organization, a physical condition or illness that causes problems with how a section of the body or brain functions.
Examples:
The files are in complete disorder. People with bipolar disorder. The doctor prescribed some medicine for the mental disorder.
Disease.
A disorder or illness that affects the body or mind, often characterized by specific symptoms or abnormal functioning of organs or systems.
Examples:
Disease prevention. Disease control. The doctor diagnosed him with a rare disease that had no known cure.
Firefighter.
A person whose job is to extinguish fires.
Examples:
Forest firefighter. Decided to be a firefighter. The firefighter broke into the house bravely to rescue the children.
Cancer.
Abnormal growth of cells that can invade and destroy surrounding tissues and organs. A disease characterized by the uncontrolled growth and spread of abnormal cells.
Examples:
Cancer diagnosis, cancer research. Breast cancer is the most common type of cancer in women.
Patient.
A person who is receiving medical treatment, care, or attention from a healthcare professional, such as a doctor, nurse, or therapist, a personal quality or characteristic.
Examples:
Patient in the hospital, patient with weight loss. The doctor carefully examined the patient's medical history.
Aid.
Things sent to help countries in need, notably food or money, support.
Examples:
Financial aid, country-by-country aid programs. Pakistan's aid budget was still being reviewed.
Refugee.
A displaced person who has crossed national borders and who cannot or is unwilling to return home due to political, religious, or economic reasons or because of a war.
Examples:
Global refugee crisis. The refugee camp. The community warmly welcomed the refugees.
Exposed.
Having no protection or shield from something, such as bad weather, attack, or criticism.
Examples:
Exposed to radiation. An exposed rock. Tech companies often employ exposed ducts and other materials in their office interiors.
Trauma.
An emotional wound or shock often has long-lasting effects caused by a highly upsetting or shocking experience.
Examples:
Psychic trauma. Trauma care. Many civilians have suffered trauma as a result of the war.
Commonplace.
Occurring very often, lacking originality or interest.
Examples:
Become a commonplace sight. Commonplace event. Forgetting someone's name is a commonplace occurrence.
Suppress.
To bring something under control by force or authority, to put an end by force.
Examples:
Suppress a yawn. Suppress a revolt. The doctor prescribed medication to suppress the patient's appetite.
Symptom.
Any sensation or change in body or mind that is experienced by a patient and is associated with a particular disease.
Examples:
Symptoms of low testosterone. Neurotic symptoms. The patient displays a symptom of a side effect.
Discovery.
The act or process of finding information, a place, or an object, or learning about something that was previously not known.
Examples:
A scientific discovery. The great discovery of the century. Her research team made an important discovery.
Vaccine.
A substance that is put into the body and protects them from disease by causing them to produce antibodies, equals proteins that attack harmful bacteria, viruses, etc.
Examples:
development of vaccines, an oral vaccine. The mRNA vaccine was approved in less than a year because it did not contain the fragments of the target virus.
Smallpox.
A highly contagious viral disease characterized by fever, weakness, spots on the skin, and often death.
Examples:
smallpox epidemic, smallpox vaccine. An outbreak of smallpox occurred in the 1920s.
Prophylactic.
Capable of preventing disease or intended to prevent disease.
Examples:
a prophylactic drug, prophylactic protocol. The doctor carried out vaccination and other prophylactic measures.
Medicinal.
Of or relating to the treatment or cure of disease.
Examples:
medicinal chemistry, traditional medicinal. The medicinal properties of this herb have been known to help with various ailments.
Extend.
To broaden in scope, range, or area.
Examples:
extend the warranty, extend a line. Her visit will extend from Monday to Friday.
Psychiatric.
Of or relating to the treatment or study of mental illness or disorders.
Examples:
people with psychiatric disorders. Psychiatric hospital. The psychiatric evaluation revealed that the patient had been suffering from anxiety.
Colleague.
One of a group of a coworker, especially in a profession or a business.
Examples:
collaborate with colleagues. Former colleague. I decided to seek counseling on the advice of my colleague.
Accidentally.
By chance or without planning.
Examples:
they met accidentally. Accidentally coincide. He was accidentally killed by friendly fire.
Pharmaceutical.
Relating to the production and selling of the medical drugs.
Examples:
major pharmaceutical companies. Commercial pharmaceutical products. She gave money to help set up a pharmaceutical laboratory.
Resilient.
Able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions.
Examples:
a hard and resilient steel. Resilient population. She is a resilient person and has always bounced back from setbacks.
Enhance.
To increase or improve the quality, amount, or strength of someone or something.
Examples:
Enhance value. Enhance the flavor of the vanilla. The new strategy will enhance the profitability of our company.
Recover.
To return to a former condition, health, mind, or strength.
Examples:
Recover a loss. Recover approval ratings. She is still recovering from a shot to her shoulder.
Breakup.
The end of a relationship between persons or nations, the separation of something into several pieces or sections.
Examples:
A breakup hug. Air breakup. He got over the big breakup with his wife.
Flee.
To leave by running away, especially out of fear or danger.
Examples:
Flee their homes. Flee abroad. It is a basic instinct to flee from a dangerous situation.
Biology.
The scientific study of life and the natural processes of living things.
Examples:
Evolutionary biology. Cell and molecular biology. In junior high school, we had to dissect a frog in biology class.
Process.
A series of actions or operations performed to achieve a particular outcome or goal, a systematic procedure or approach used to accomplish a specific task or objective, a method of treating milk to make it suitable for consumption or use in other dairy products.
Examples:
Process improvement. Decision-making process. The process for applying for a visa can be lengthy and complicated.
Bounce.
To cause to move up or away after hitting a surface, to spring back.
Examples:
Bounce across the floor. Bounce back from failure. They will bounce between various emotional states.
Immune.
Protected against a particular disease or toxin due to the presence of specific antibodies or sensitized white blood cells.
Examples:
Immune from criminal prosecution. The cell of the immune system. The vaccination does not necessarily make you completely immune.
Insufficient.
Not enough for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Insufficient evidence. There are insufficient doctors. We had raised a small amount of money from investors, but funds were insufficient.
Stressor.
Something that causes stress or emotional tension.
Examples:
Stressor event. Stressor management. The deadline for the project was a major stressor for the team.
Depress.
To make someone feel sad, low in spirits, or without hope, to make markets, businesses, etc., less active.
Examples:
Depress their spirits. Depress crop prices. The economic recession depressed the housing market.
Initially.
At the beginning, at first.
Examples:
Initially anticipated. Diagnosed initially as a tumor. This train departed later than initially scheduled.
Trigger.
To make something happen suddenly, to cause something such as a device, machine, etc., to function.
Examples:
Trigger a biochemical response. Trigger inflation. The incident triggered a political controversy.
Purity.
The state of being undiluted or unmixed with anything else, the state of being free from immorality, especially of a sexual nature.
Examples:
The degree of purity. High purity. Higher purity requires additional equipment and energy.
Hormone.
A chemical substance made by organs that encourages or influences the development, growth, sex, etc., of an animal and is carried around the body in the blood.
Examples:
Hormone secretion. Female hormone. The doctor diagnosed me with a hormone disorder.
Psychology.
The scientific study of mind and behavior.
Examples:
Psychology experiment. Psychology of crowd. She had a master's degree in psychology.
Bully.
A person who uses strength or power to harm or intimidate those who are weaker. Verb, to intimidate, harass, or mistreat someone weaker or less powerful.
Examples:
Bully bystander. Bully the weak. The schoolyard bully terrorized the other children and made their lives miserable.
Isolation.
The condition of being alone or lonely, the act or state of separation between persons or groups.
Examples:
Isolation booth. The country's isolation. That incident led to his isolation.
Component.
One of several parts that combines with others to form something bigger.
Examples:
Key component. Spare components for cars. The researchers try to discover a common component in all types of successful organizations.
Beforehand.
Ahead of time, in advance.
Examples:
Take a seat beforehand. 3 months beforehand. She packed her sunscreen beforehand to remember it on the beach trip.
Beneficial.
Helpful, useful, or sound, promoting or enhancing well-being.
Examples:
A beneficial result. Beneficial to all countries. Laughing is beneficial to our health.
Negative.
Having the quality of something bad or harmful, expressing refusal.
Examples.
Have a negative effect. A negative number. The movie has received almost universally negative criticism.
Chronic.
Being long-lasting and recurrent or characterized by long suffering, habitual.
Examples.
Risk of chronic disease. Chronic alcohol consumption. Chronic hyperglycemia is a trigger for a variety of serious diseases.
Lifelong.
Lasting for the whole of someone's life.
Examples.
Lifelong career. Lifelong commitment. He had a lifelong love of reading and spent hours daily with a book.
Clinical.
Of or relating to the examination and treatment of patients rather than theoretical or laboratory studies.
Examples.
Clinical surgery. Participate in clinical trials. She received special clinical training at the hospital.
Substance.
The real physical material of which a thing or person consists, the most important or main part of some idea or experience, an illegal drug.
Examples.
An explosive substance. Substance abuse problem. The substance of the argument was well presented.
Abuse.
The use of something in an incorrect or harmful manner.
Examples.
The problem of drug abuse. Victim of sexual abuse. Our company has an audit team that monitors directors for abuse of authority.
Homeless.
Without a home, and therefore typically living on the streets.
Examples.
Homeless shelter. A homeless cat. He became homeless after losing his job.
Alzheimer.
A neurodegenerative disease that causes memory loss, cognitive decline, and behavioral issues, is the most common cause of dementia in older adults.
Examples.
Alzheimer's brain. Alzheimer's risk factors. My grandmother has Alzheimer's disease, requires special care and attention from her caregivers.
Suicide.
The act of killing yourself intentionally.
Examples.
Commit suicide. Suicide attack. In an economically prosperous country, most male suicide is due to child support problems.
Trillion.
The number 1 trillion, a million million.
Examples.
Trillion cubic feet. Many trillions of dollars. 1 light year is nearly 6 trillion miles.
Scenario.
A description of possible actions or events in the future, a written outline of a play, film, or literary work.
Examples.
The worst case scenario. Number of different scenarios. The president prepared several possible scenarios for an enemy attack.
Predict.
To state beforehand that something will happen in the future, mainly based on knowledge or experience.
Examples.
Predict the future. Predict when she will arrive. It's notoriously challenging to predict birth rates.
Exposure.
The state of being in a particular situation or place where there is no protection from or guarantee to something harmful, the disclosure of something secret.
Examples.
A southern exposure. The exposure of a fraud. The long exposure to the air tarnished the antique tableware.
Extreme.
Very great in amount or degree.
Examples.
Extreme sports. Extreme weather events. Solar gravity creates extreme pressures and temperatures.
Volunteer.
A person who performs or offers to perform a job or service without being paid for or forced to do.
Examples.
Seek volunteers. My volunteer work. The teachers make full use of volunteer assistance.
Earthquake.
A sudden and violent shaking of the ground caused by the movement of rock beneath the Earth's surface.
Examples.
An earthquake zone. An earthquake proof. The violent earthquake caused widespread damage and injuries throughout the region.
Zone.
A specific area, region, or section that is marked off or defined in some way.
Examples.
Time zone. Zone defense. He was reluctant to leave his comfort zone and try something new.
Addition.
The act or process of adding something to something else, the process of adding numbers.
Examples.
Chemical addition. Addition of vectors. In addition, private corporations provide healthcare services.
Typhoid.
A severe bacterial infection that is typically spread through contaminated food or water. Symptoms include fever, headache, muscle aches, and gastrointestinal problems.
Examples.
Typhoid outbreak. Typhoid vaccination. The doctor prescribed antibiotics to treat her typhoid symptoms.
Injection.
The act of introducing a liquid, especially a drug, into the body using a needle and a syringe.
Examples.
Fuel injection. Injection needle. He received an injection of antibiotics to treat his infection.
Gunpoint.
The point of a gun used as a threat or in an armed robbery.
Examples:
Held at gunpoint. Gunpoint robbery. The robbers demanded money from the store clerk at gunpoint.
Loot.
Steal goods from a place or person, typically during a war or riot. Noun, steal goods from a place or person, typically using force, especially in times of war or civil disorder.
Examples:
Loot the ship. War loot. The bandits looted the small town, leaving it in ruins.
Revolutionary.
Relating to or characterized by a complete or dramatic change.
Examples:
Revolutionary change. Enforce revolutionary justice. The revolutionary leader inspired others to join the fight for freedom and democracy.
Dramatically.
In a very impressive manner.
Examples:
He confessed dramatically. The cabin pressure fell dramatically. Life expectancy has grown dramatically this century.
Susceptibility.
The state of being easily influenced or vulnerable to some external influence, such as a disease, idea, or emotional state, the ability to be easily affected by something.
Examples:
Susceptibility to peer pressure. Chemical susceptibility. Certain individuals have a higher susceptibility to certain diseases due to genetic factors.
Tuberculosis.
An infectious disease usually caused by tubercle bacteria that can attack many parts of a person's body, especially their lungs.
Examples:
Died of tuberculosis. A medicine for tuberculosis. Tuberculosis used to be considered a fatal disease.
Sensitive.
Able to notice slight changes, signals, or influences. Able to feel or perceive others' feelings. Susceptible to the things people say or do.
Examples:
Sensitive documents. Baby with sensitive skin. The teacher is very sensitive to children's feelings.
Creative.
Relating to or involving the use of skill and original and unusual ideas to create something.
Examples:
Creative writing. Barren of creative spirit. All the supervisor has to do is assign tasks that make his subordinates more creative.
Empathy.
The ability to share another person's feelings or experiences by imagining that person's situation.
Examples:
Full of empathy. Empathy for patients. Empathy is also necessary to understand history.
Constitution.
The set of fundamental principles or established precedents that a state a country, or an organization is governed by the act of forming or establishing something.
Examples:
The national constitution. The national constitution. When the Constitution is amended, it often creates a great deal of controversy throughout the country.
Possibility.
A chance that something may happen or be true.
Examples:
Possibility for growth. Possibility of a major earthquake. The possibility of getting the disease will drastically increase.
Psychopharmacology.
The scientific study of the effects of drugs on the mind and behavior, particularly in the treatment of mental illness or disorders.
Examples:
Psychopharmacology research. Developmental psychopharmacology. Graduates with a degree in psychopharmacology often find work in research or clinical settings.